First things first, this is brandy mixed with ginger beer. Very nice. And another shooting the breeze session here. I toyed with the idea of doing a laying down under a duvet stream because it's cold at the moment. That's what I was going to like. The under the duvet rant video, but then I thought, yeah, I'd rather do this. I was thinking about philosophy, shooting the breeze type subject, but it could be quite long. When it comes to philosophy, I find it very interesting. Through the educational years, from age 4 till about 16 or whatever it is, philosophy does not feature, from what I can tell, from my memory. I went to school back in the 1980s decade. I don't know if it's changed since, but I certainly don't remember philosophy being presented to me in any shape or form. So I guess art was the closest it got there. Art and drama class. Well, that's another side subject, of course. Why is there more resources and more budget given to things like maths and science as opposed to the arts subjects? The arts subjects is anything creative. Arts, crafts, music, drama. So where is philosophy? Philosophy was first presented to me, suggested to me. I was about age 20, 21 at the time. Somebody suggested I read the book Sophie's World. And that opened the door to the subject of philosophy to me. People like Alan Watts, I didn't discover him till later in life. And so that's what I'm shooting the breeze about really at the moment, is philosophy. And I get the impression that when it comes to young people in class, during their educational years, the system will say to them, we know you're inquisitive and you want to ask questions. So those questions, it's okay to ask certain types of questions. Like, how does an oven heat up when you switch it on? They get the science teacher in to give the scientific explanation of that. But what I'm talking about here is the bigger, grander philosophical questions regarding the nature of reality. Human origins. Here's a big one. Why the hell are we here? It's I don't even know where to begin with this, to be honest with you. Somebody somewhere decided to choose to call the planet that we're on Earth. Yet the 2/3 of the surface of this planet is covered in ocean. Earth? Why didn't they call it water or ocean? Something with a watery theme. So I find it interesting that we are largely a land-dwelling species. You think of the game Subnautica. Humanity hasn't even begun to build underwater bases yet, underwater towns, underwater cities, making use of all that empty ocean out there, the seabeds. thousands and thousands of miles of it. And apart from the old cruise ship and the old fishing boat, people largely do not live on the water. Now you get some people live on barges, on canals, but we are to a large extent a land-dwelling species on a planet which is 2/3 covered in ocean, which kind of doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. And they call it Earth. I'm looking at my desktop wallpaper right now on the other monitor. That kind of thing. Now I have to, I've got to do a balancing act here. Whoa. Gonna have to come up with a better idea, I think, than just balancing a camera precariously on the top of a monitor. Yeah, that kind of thing. So my train of thought is, I don't know, when it comes to the origins of the species, yeah, we're not presented with some very good options here, in my opinion. It's like everything is split into two camps. So you go down the religious route, the God road, Adam and Eve and all that, or you go down the road of science, Richard Dawkins, that we evolved from fish. But in modern day society, we still cook and eat fish. What we're doing here, eating our ancient ancestors. Neither explanation feels satisfactory to me personally. So I'd be more inclined to go along with, well, I don't know, there's some speculation that conditions on Mars were more supportive for life in the past. And maybe the Martians that existed on Mars at the time knew what was coming. And right there in the neighborhood you have this other planet. Wouldn't be that much of a goal to depart Mars and repopulate on this other nearby planet that was supportive of life. So maybe something like that happened. So our ancient ancestors would be Martians. Well, you know, I've heard wilder theories. I mean, why not? And so the whole philosophy thing, it kind of puzzles me in a way. As I was alluding to earlier, people are encouraged to ask questions up to a certain point, but the bigger questions regarding the nature of reality itself, you don't hear it. During the course of my life, I've never come across any kind of group, no matter what area it's in, whether it's people sitting around a table discussing, or an internet conference on Skype, or whether it's down the pub over a drink or whatever. Never ever have I come across people who want to discuss the nature of reality itself. It's like everyone's born, and within a very short space of time, you know, you're required to put on a uniform, and then you've got to go to some place where somebody tells you the material 5 cents world is all there is. This is your reality. Accept it. And that's it. You've got to accept it for life. Not really allowed to question it. Because if you do end up questioning it, then you become a rebel. Because again, it's presented as a black or white situation. You go to school and you accept the version of reality that is being drummed into you, or you don't. So you accept it, pass the exams at the end, and people pat you on the back. You know, well done. You're going to be successful. You are. So you don't accept the program and what's being presented to you. You get attacked. You will be given a much rougher ride. People will call you a failure. You know, you didn't pass your exams or whatever. So drop out of school early or whatever. You didn't pass your exams, you're a failure. So, but are you really? Because you didn't accept one version of reality that was being rammed down your throat for those, however long it is, 12, 13 years of going to the educational system. And some people call that programming prison. So, when it comes to the educational system, one thing it most definitely isn't is people go there and through various different teachers and what have you, you are presented with various different ways of looking at reality. And then by the end, you choose what you want to go with. No. It's one reality. This material 5 cents world is all there is. You better accept it, or else people are going to call you a kook. People are going to call you a conspiracy theorist. Whatever. So I don't see a whole lot of freedom in that. It's their way or the highway kind of thing that is being presented. And there's definitely not enough scope there for young people to actually challenge reality itself. And to say, you know, I'm not buying this. You either accept things are being presented too much in a black and white way. So there's only two roads you can go down effectively. And those are the two roads are religion and science. So you either subscribe to the whole God thing, or it's Richard Dawkins and Bill Nye, the science guy in the United States, you know. You go down the road of science. Neither of those make me happy. I'm not comfortable with either of them, to be honest with you. So the God explanation has got numerous problems. And the science explanation has got numerous problems. As other people have said in the past, religion is potentially the greatest form of mind control ever invented. And regarding science, well, you only have to look at astronomy. 30 years ago, the scientific explanation of the universe was being presented to people in a certain way, based on their knowledge at the time. 30 years later, the scientific explanation of the universe has now changed because some new information has come. You know, we've obtained some new information, more powerful telescopes. We've been able to see further out into the universe. So now their explanation changes. So science is a work in progress. So it's like what was presented about the universe 30 years ago is different to what is being presented now. So I can extrapolate from that, right? Let's go forward another 30 years, another 60 years, and the scientific explanation of the universe is going to be different again. So that's a work in progress. So, scientists, just be honest. You don't know. You don't really know how the hell any of that works. What have we done so far? I know we've got powerful telescopes. We can look way out there. What have we actually physically done so far, Bill? To the moon? Some people have questioned that as well, of course, but on the conspiratorial side. To the moon. Let's put a few probes down on Mars. Haven't landed anybody on Mars yet. So what we've been, we've sent something out into the far reaches of the solar system, which is now so far away that it can't even communicate back with Earth. So all we've really been doing is poking around in our own backyard when it comes to space exploration. We haven't got all the answers yet. That's went a bit out of focus there. So I think we have to be a bit modest about when it comes to talking about the universe. And I've gone off on various different tangents, as I tend to do when I talk. I go off onto side subjects, like side missions in a video game. I'm probably going to need a refill of that at some point. So I think I might wrap it up here actually for this session. I've got 17 minutes on the clock. It's late. Shooting the breeze. When it comes to discussions about nature of reality, I could talk for days on that subject. It is vast. So when it comes to talking about the nature of reality, I'm going to take a little bits at a time, I think, because otherwise I get overwhelmed and I'm just like, I don't even know where to begin talking about this. So that's Shooting the Breeze for now. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.